And this summer is basically the summer season is over, but uh, I think these guys are gonna find that as it gets colder, those people who are forced to be bottled up in the summertime is gonna find that the winter is a purifying season, and I think, and I feel very strongly that the winter is going to be a bonanza of outdoor activity. And if you're smart, you will make it so. Yeah, because you can't let this COVID 19, the secret to beating this COVID 19 is going to be proper diet and exercise. So, for those of you who are sitting around and saying, hey man, uh, uh, they're going to find a cure real soon and blah, 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 and blah. Well, they just might do it, but I tend to say the cup is full, and we're gonna have to live with this thing. You know, is the cup half full or half empty? It's gonna be half full of COVID-19 and getting fuller of understanding. We're gonna get a full cup of understanding. That's what we're moving towards. Unfortunately, I have to say that. I'm subject to be wrong. But patience and
Oh man, that's nice. Cause it's above you.
confidence in what we have to preserve for our young ones, I'm gonna base mine on this COVID-19 is gonna be around. And my child has to, if that vaccine comes in, my child has to be in shape to even receive that shot and continue to survive. What are we gonna do? Survive with half of what our genes are today? We're gonna survive with deteriorating genes? No, I don't think the human race can do that. And those of you who are just sitting around thinking that, hey, they're gonna come up with a knock this out the ballpark cure, and everything is going to go back. Well, take a look at the last 10, 15 years. We have been, how long is 9/11? And before that, with the AIDS epidemic and stuff, I think we're getting worse and worse. You know, you can say, oh, with AIDS, you just don't have sex with someone who's infected. Yeah, I don't trust even kissing someone, and I don't want to uh, discriminate against anyone. And people are going to say, you're not a scientist. Yeah, well, the same scientists didn't tell you that this was going to happen, did they? You know, and the same scientists had COVID-18 to deal with, and they didn't come up with COVID-19's cure from 18, right? They didn't foresee that. So you sit around, keep thinking, hey, they went to school for 50 years and they know what they're talking about. You need to start knowing what you're talking about and keeping your kids' hands out of their mouth, out of their eyes, and out of their nose, just like you do with a cold. The only difference is this thing is bypassing pneumonia and taking your booty out. You see what I'm saying? And they say, oh, it doesn't affect the kids. Yeah, because the kids' immune system are brand new. And after a while, it's going to be beaten down. You're going to have more asthmas. You're going to have more
That's okay. Because you know it's your
skin disease and stuff like that. Hello, sir. Or is it a ma'am?
It's a sir.
It's a sir. I got it right. Yeah, see? Of course, he just walked past and I paid attention. But ladies, look, we treat even our dogs differently. We speak to them differently. You know, so let's speak to ourselves differently with more common sense. And we go by the old adage, Common sense ain't so common no more. You're a real commoner when you're sitting around waiting for someone to tell you basically how you're going to conduct. There's a reason why some of us are surviving this pandemic or epidemic or whatever it is, COVID-19, and others are not, because you lived a lifestyle that's full of health and good eating, keeping that acid balance within your body, you know. At the beginning of this, I'm telling some of my family member, and they're looking at me like, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And sure enough, everything I've spoken on with the encounter of this, not knowing the specifics of where it's coming from or how long it's been around, has been proven to be right. Good diet, yeah, but good diet doesn't mean you're in someone's face. You know, good diet doesn't mean you don't want to catch AIDS or you're kissing someone because someone tell you, oh, it doesn't, it's not transmittable by kissing and saliva exchange. It's only blood. Yeah, so saliva only deteriorate your years of long life, but it doesn't kill you with AIDS. And that's just what I'm thinking, you know, to go back to where our deterioration started from. Because I'm not that old. I'm 55 years old, and believe you me, if it wasn't for cigarettes, and I would swear on cigarettes, because the part of my family members that doesn't look like me, doesn't gray like me, is the ones that didn't smoke. So what else can I say is the reason for me looking older than my 55 years old, or having more gray hairs than I should? Smoking. That's the only thing. Because I exercise. I did more than most of them did. And the two persons who smoke in my family has what I call premature gray hairs. You know, we're talking about an 80, 90-year-old family where people time and time again live to be that age. You know what you're talking about. And I said at the beginning, keep that acid in your stomach. I'm talking about the digestive tract. As you move down into the esophagus, the stomach, the acid gets to be a certain consistency to deal with each stage. How can I find that out? I'm gonna go see my trainer. Well, to a person like me, I can feel it. When I wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, I can feel where my acids are, you know. And if a woman pays attention to her menstruation from talking to sisters and girlfriends and stuff like that, and observing girlfriends and baby mothers and when they're pregnant and stuff like that, if she pays attention to what she drinks and what she eats, her menstruation is milder and controllable. Those cramps are not so prominent. Yeah, well, so if you want to live with that every month and you don't know how to control your pH, then you're just a half-assed person who's saying, hey, COVID, come knock me out. And you don't have to take my word for it. As we have a couple of Black Hawk moving back down the Hudson, New York City bolstering its security. Yeah, there's a Blackhawks there. And I think the Blackhawks are built by who? Sikorsky? I looked that up. I know Sikorsky of Connecticut makes some of our more specialized helos, whirlybirds. Like I said, if it ain't a UH-1, it's a U. It's a whirlybird. If it's a UH-1, it's a helicopter. Good morning. CCNY, get a record. Giving you the morning talk. With my acid on equality. Yeah, so, like I said, you pay attention to those acids and you're going to be fine in COVID-19. No matter if you have underlying condition, respiratory condition, it's key that you work on those respiratory system and work on the tract that runs right next to it. That is your digestive tract, right next to your breathing tract. And that moist saliva, that slime, that is the key to maintaining those tracts. A healthy digestive tract and a healthy breathing tract amounts from the acids that you control from your throat and your nasal passage to your anus, your defecation tract. And I guarantee you keep those acids equalized, you won't even have to worry about colon cancer. Now, I have to be confident in that, because that right there is for me. Everything is not for everyone. It's an entire system of eating well and exercising on the correct day. You can't just say, oh, I jog every day. Well, you're going to get arthritis pretty soon too, because that's a high impact sport and you just keep beating up those joints. So when the acids are not correct, the joints are not inflated. The cushion in between the joints are not inflated properly, and that deterioration also occurs. So those of you who don't want to get arthritis and you're getting older, start paying attention to your acids in your stomach. You say, what my stomach got to do with my joints? It's over there. I just rubbed something. No. Your joints are being fed. Your entire body is being fed by your stomach. And start and get into a little bit of lotus position, meditation, getting the legs out the equation and concentrating on the stomach, feeling your stomach and feeling how healthy it feels this morning, opposed to when you went out last night and ate the wrong food that was not cooked right. I don't think there's a wrong food. I think there are lousy cooks. The best remedy to that is for you to learn to cook yourself and learn how to recognize properly cooked food when you do go out. Have a nice day. Get a call. CCNY. Come see New York.